All right, guys. Ready to go to Atlanta. Excited about the game. Our guys are excited about the game. I think we've had a good week of preparation, and now we just got to go and play, and we understand what type of challenge that's going to be going there and playing those guys. I think they're playing really well. I think they got talented players. I think they're well coached. I think they're executing at a high level, and so it'll be a good challenge for us.
Dennis, Atlanta has experienced some flooding today because of the hurricane. Is there any logistical issues about getting there or
not that I'm aware of right now? I know our guys are on top of it, but we haven't had any discussions about any type of logistical issues.
Cedric Wilson went down in Thursday's practice. Any concern with his ankle injury?
Well, yeah. I mean, anytime a guy goes down and isn't able to finish practice, so he didn't practice today, and he'll be questionable for the game.
Dennis, obviously, Goddard's a really good tight end. You guys are going to face good tight ends, but is there any concern just some of the production that you guys have given up at that position in the last year or two?
Well, yeah, concern, yeah, panic, no.
Yeah.
I think there's, some things that we can do better. Obviously, I know we're playing an extremely talented tight end this weekend, so, we're going to have to do a good job trying to minimize what type of effect he can have on the game. But, yeah, I think it's an area that we can improve on.
We were talking about, with Marshawn Lattimore, you have to protect guys from themselves sometimes. Demario Davis being in his 13th year and never having missed a game due to injury, is that the kind of thing where you have to defer to him if he wants to try to keep that streak alive? Or?
Yeah, I think, look, we're not going to, put anybody out there that we feel like we're putting at risk of, injuring themselves, So I think nobody, especially guys like that, we had to do that same thing with Cam, at one point in time. So I think with all these things, you're always just looking at, what's the proper thing to do? What's the right thing to do for the player and for the team? And so that's all that goes into any of those type of decisions.
I know that.
Will he be questionable or out? Or?
He'll be out.
I know they aren't doing anything new here, but the tight condensed splits from 11, what does that do to a defense when they kind of pack it in like that?
Well, without getting too much in detail to anything, I don't know as much as it's the condensed splits as it is all the things that they're doing off of it. It makes everything happen just a little bit faster, and so I think that becomes a challenge. I think the condensed splits, just it messes with the ends a little bit in terms of how they're going to play inside, outside. Are they going to get chipped? Are they not going to get chipped? All those types of things. So, yeah, it can be tough to deal with, but I think it's more of a factor of all the things that they do off of it, and all the motions and shifts and everything that come out of it that make everything happen so much faster.
What are some of the things that Kirk Cousins does that makes it challenging for a defense?
Well, look, he's played a long time in this league, and he understands, the looks that you're giving him. And so I think he does a good job of, operating the offense, getting them into good plays, making some checks at the line of scrimmage. I think he, sees the coverage pretty well, can get through his progressions, find the open guy. I think he plays professional quarterback, and he plays the game from the neck up, which he does exceptionally well.
Is it more challenging to kind of disguise against a guy like that that's seen so much?
Yeah, look, he's seen everything, and we've played him several times, so he's had a chance to go up against us and see some of the things that we do, and you get these veteran quarterbacks that have played a long time in our league that are, highly intelligent. They're hard to fool. So, that won't be something that'll be easy for us to do.
What do you think about y'all's red zone defense so far through 3 games?
Yeah, I think it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think it can be better. And so I think that's where our focus is to try to continue to improve. I mean, part of playing really good red zone defense, you're not letting them get down there, but, the tighter you get to the goal line, the more difficult, red zone defense becomes. And so, trying to figure out ways to get stops if they get down there, figure out ways to get stops, from the, call it 20-yard line down to the 5 and not let them get inside the 5, because I think it's really hard to stop people inside the 5 in our league. Their offenses have, a lot of different things that they can do. You load the box, they throw the, the individual cuts, have a run called and throw a smoke or a fade or something like that. So I think that's part of it.
Is Cesar out?
Cesar will be out.
So how do you feel kind of just about...
You're going to get the injury report here pretty soon.
You're here. Just how do you feel about your guard depth, just in general? Is that kind of maybe the one spot you feel on the outline?
Hey, look, we feel confident in our group. Regardless of who we put out there on the field, we feel confident in our group to go out and execute and play well. And that's fully what I expect our guys to do, regardless of who may or may not play.
Sticking with mine, who do you see step up as a leader with whatever it takes season?
Yeah, I think that still kind of remains to be seen a little bit. I'd say Lucas Patrick is probably the one that has done the best job of being vocal and communicating and doing those types of things. So that's been good to see.
I know bringing Lucas Patrick in was about giving him the opportunity to compete and everything too. But did you see upon bringing him in, did you expect him to show up as a starter the way that he did, or?
Well, look, I would have never ruled against it. Just based on the type of person that he is. Just the tough, competitive nature that he has. He comes to work every day. I wouldn't, and I'm sure he wouldn't say that he is the most talented that we have in that room, and yet he works extremely hard, plays extremely hard, really smart, does the right things. So when you know what to do and you play with great effort, you're always going to have a chance. All right, guys, thanks.